Hello and welcome to Cinema Wellman. I'm your host, David. And today we're going to celebrate some amazing animated heroines. I realize that I teased a hockey movie episode at the end of May's Best and Worst show, but the World Cup, my desire to watch every single match, and then my OCD because the Hurricanes won and the season was over, and I wasn't going to do a hockey movie episode when it wasn't hockey season. So that's been shelved, postponed. It'll still be happening, but instead of it being at the end of this season, it will be at the start of next season. So sometime in September or October. So today is all about the princesses, a fitting episode for Father's Day, even though most of these ladies' fathers aren't very good at being fathers. You know how I feel about Disney in general, but I am all in on the princesses. And today we're going to celebrate 4 of them in our official Cinema Wellman Disney Princess Mount Rushmore. I am lucky enough to have visited the real Mount Rushmore in South Dakota 3 times in my life. And it is a magical place, especially when no one is there and you can see the sun come up on those big heads. Get there at 5:30 a.m. It's open. There are 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore, so we'll have 4 princesses on this Cinema Wellman Rushmore. For this episode, I didn't want to just give you my Princess Rushmore, so I once again asked for help in determining the final lineup. I ended up getting input from 15 people, so this final 4 came from them and not me. While researching this episode, I found that while there is an official list of Disney princesses, there is not an official list of criteria for making that list. First, the lineup of 13 princesses, presented in chronological order of their film's release. Here we go. Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, a.k.a. Briar Rose, a.k.a. Sleeping Beauty. Why so many names, aliases? Ariel, Belle, Jasmine, Pocahontas, Mulan, Tiana, Rapunzel, Merida, Moana, and Raya. And what gets you on this list? Unofficially, of course, you must star in a theatrically released animated Disney or Pixar film, no straight-to-video princesses. You are usually royal by birth, marriage, or tribal leadership. You must be human or mostly human. I'm not sure what they meant by mostly human. You must be central to the story. So if that's what it takes to get in and get princess status, who gets snubbed? Mirabelle Madrigal from Encanto, not royal. Alice from Alice in Wonderland, not royal, but it certainly seen some shit. Giselle from Enchanted, hybrid animation live action character, so she doesn't count. Tinkerbell, not human. Princess Leia, not animated, but Disney does own her, and she is a princess. And then there's the debate surrounding Frozen's Elsa and Anna. While they do meet almost all, I think all of the criteria for admission to the club, mostly human, I read that the Frozen brand became too gigantic to simply place those 2 characters under the regular Disney princess umbrella. In other words, Elsa and Anna aren't Disney princesses because of Disney greed. The rat's gotta eat. 6 of those unofficial princesses earned votes in my polling because I wasn't about to tell someone that their princess wasn't princess worthy. I'll leave that to Disney. I'll get to our Mount Rushmore in a bit, but first I want to talk a little bit about the second tier of princesses according to our voting. These ladies finished 5th through 8th in our very unscientific yet heartfelt poll. Merida from Brave, Rapunzel from Tangled, Tiana from The Princess and the Frog, and Pocahontas from Night of the Living Dead. No, she's a title character, as you know. Speaking of title characters, of the 13 official Disney princesses, only 5 are given title recognition. Snow White, Cinderella, Mulan, Moana, and Pocahontas. I just watched a film titled Ariel, but it was a bleak Finnish rom-com about a coal miner. I'm not making that up. Merida, Rapunzel, Tiana, and Pocahontas were our worthy runners-up to our top 4 ladies, and all have merit and deserve some recognition. As I mentioned, I did not vote in these proceedings. The results came from the 15 people I enlisted for help in this project, and thank you to all of you. Thank you very much for continuing to participate in all of my shenanigans. I did not vote, but 3 of our top 4 are on my personal Disney Princess Mount Rushmore, and I have 0 issues with today's number 4. Presenting in no particular order, the warrior, the explorer, the rebel princess, no, it's not Leia, and the intellectual. Our warrior princess is courageous, clever, persistent, and strong. Our explorer princess is curious, adventurous, spirited, and determined. Our rebel princess is self-reliant, strong, confident, and compassionate. Our intellectual princess is independent, kind, brave, and intelligent, firing off those adjectives like an 8th grade teacher filling out a private high school application. And those adjectives are all I think of my daughters and my nieces and my great niece and my cousins and all of the young women that I've seen grow up. And those adjectives are all good for all people, especially for young women and ladies everywhere. I mean, be all of those things. Be as many. Check those off. Put that on one of those vision boards and check those off. Be all of those things. Let's begin with that warrior princess who is courageous, clever, persistent, and strong. And she's the only member of our Mount Rushmore who has title recognition. From 1998, it's Mulan, voiced by Ming-Na Wen. IMDb tells us to save her father from death in the army, a young maiden secretly goes in his place and becomes one of China's greatest heroines in the process. Mulan was the very first Disney film to be released on DVD, and it features one of only 2 Disney princesses to wear trousers. The other trouser-wearing princess also made our final 4. Where in those pants, ladies? Mulan is one of the 2 left-handed princesses, and we love that. The other one being Tiana. This was Disney's first movie to openly deal with warfare, and it has a body count of close to 4,000. This princess means business. She does not kill them all. Disney itself emphasized Mulan's courage, creativity, determination, and ability to challenge expectations. Here's a quote of Mulan's from one of her songs that explores the inner conflict she's facing, and everybody has some inner conflict now and then. Look at me. I will never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. Can it be I'm not meant to play this part? Now I see that if I were truly to be myself, I would break my family's heart. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know? Somehow I cannot hide who I am, though I've tried. When will my reflection show who I am inside? You can still be strong and still struggle with inner conflict, that's for sure. There seems to be some interest in a future episode about Disney princess sidekicks, so I'll mention that Mulan's sidekick is Mushu, voiced by Eddie Murphy. Our next princess is our explorer princess, and she is curious, adventurous, spirited, and determined. From 1989's The Little Mermaid, it's Ariel, voiced by Jodie Benson. IMDb says, a mermaid princess makes a Faustian bargain in an attempt to become human and win a prince's love. Faustian, highbrow allusion there, IMDb. Ariel is the first Disney princess with biological siblings. She is the first redheaded Disney princess. And Ariel is the first Disney princess to rescue her romantic interest. No damsel in distress here. It's Eric in distress. Ariel's defining traits are her fascination with the unknown, her desire to explore, and her willingness to chase her dreams. Now, I'm not going to sing it. I don't want to make you hate this movie, but once again, our princess gets her point across with a song. What would I give if I could live out of the water? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Betcha on land, they understand that they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand. And ready to know what the people know, ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire? This is cracking me up. And why does it, what's the word, burn? I'm not going to sing. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that shore up above, out of the sea, wish I could be a part of that world. Now, I'm an old man, and that chokes me up reading those lyrics. This is some strong stuff, people. And it's not just because I'm a big baby. That grass is always greener debate brought to you by Hans Christian Andersen and the Disney songwriters. I consulted my Little Mermaid expert when it came to Ariel's sidekick, and it would be Flounder, voiced by Jason Marin. But Sebastian, voiced by Samuel E. Wright, was also there to support Ariel and guide her way. Our third princess is our rebel princess, and she is self-reliant, strong, confident, and compassionate, and she also wears trousers, very cool Barbara Eden-esque pants from 1992's Aladdin. It's Jasmine, voiced by Linda Larkin. Doesn't sound too Persian. IMDb, a kind-hearted street urchin and a power-hungry grand vizier view vie for a magic lamp that has the power to make their deepest wishes come true. No mention of Jasmine in that synopsis at all. Disappointing. So while Jasmine is Disney's first Middle Eastern princess, her speaking and singing voices are provided by an American and a Filipina. So 2 steps forward. Jasmine is admirable because she is someone who refuses to let others decide her future and stands up for herself and others, as shown by one of her best quotes in the film. I love this. How dare you, all of you, standing around deciding my future? I am not a prize to be won. You go, Jasmine. I personally always like her and her attitude. Jasmine's sidekick is her trusty tiger, Raja, who isn't voiced by anyone since he doesn't speak. He is, however, very protective of and affectionate toward our princess. We have one princess to go, and our intellectual princess is independent, kind, brave, and intelligent. Must be all those books she reads. From 1991's Beauty and the Beast, it's Belle, voiced by Paige O'Hara. IMDb, a prince cursed to spend his days as a hideous monster sets out to regain his humanity by earning a young woman's love. Belle's blue and white dress and hairstyle were inspired by Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Belle is our first brown-haired Disney princess. Belle is the only official Disney princess with hazel eyes. Belle is the third Disney princess to live in France. Cinderella and Aurora also lived in France. Belle is the only Disney princess not to wear her signature dress for the majority of the film. She only dons the yellow gown for Tale as Old as Time and at the very end of the film. Belle is almost universally framed as the book-loving princess, curious, thoughtful, compassionate, and willing to sacrifice herself for her father. Of all the fathers of the 4 on our Mount Rushmore, I am closest to Belle's father. Can anyone be happy if they aren't free? And I want to do so much more than they've got planned, are 2 of Belle's best quotes. And that shows, they show her desire to live her best life. And that's what we all want to do, is live our best lives. And when it comes to sidekicks, Belle really doesn't have any, unless you count her adopted sidekicks once she moves into the castle. And if they count, and I think they do, then you have Cogsworth, voiced by David Ogden Stiers, and my all-time favorite, Lumiere, voiced by the great Jerry Orbach. Our official Cinema Wellman Disney Princess Mount Rushmore is now complete. We have Mulan, Ariel, Jasmine, and Belle. And the adjectives I've been using throughout this episode that describe these 4 princesses have nothing to do with appearance. Because remember, it's what is inside that counts. And Belle would remind us not to judge a book by its cover. Well, that is a wrap from Cinema Wellman for a Father's Day episode honoring Disney princesses who are all better people than their fathers. And I can say the same about my own daughters, and I am proud of that. Not that I'm not a bad person. They're just better. Next up for us will be the best and worst of June, followed by a jam-packed July featuring our World Cup episode, Cinema Wellman's second annual Shark Week, in which we'll rank every Sharknado film, and the top 10 and bottom 5 of the year 1976. And I think that's 50 years ago. I was an English teacher, so it might not be 50, but we're going to do that episode anyway. So plenty of summer shenanigans are planned, and we hope that you'll be here for all of them. Until then, take care.